Welcome back to the DNX show. And before we get started, we just wanted to say our thoughts and prayers are with Jerry Robin. He had a nasty crash at East Rutherford that left him paralyzed from the belly button down. So we're going to have the Road to Recovery link in our description below. So make sure you guys check that out. And just our thoughts are prayer with him. It's a very crazy situation. So I hope he has a speedy recovery. Okay, so Doc, what was your biggest takeaway from East Rutherford Supercross?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Well, I don't want to be mean, but Sexton might make me a fan. He was on a completely different level than anyone else. Definitely made Cooper Webb look not fast.
Yeah, at one point it was 20 seconds. It wasn't. I don't think it necessarily got to 20, but I think it was 19.
Yeah, it was up there. And dude, he was perfect. Literally, he made a couple mistakes at the end where, messed up a rhythm, had to double or something. But dude was on practice lap after practice lap after practice lap, just burner after burner. It was insane. It
was the best race of Chase Sexton's Supercross career on a KTM, hands down. It might be his best career race ever in Supercross. It was a dominant performance. It was 19 seconds at one point. Obviously, it's going to dwindle down with him just cruise. He even said on the press, he looked up at the board and he was like, "Oh wow, I'm that high up. I only got 5 minutes left. I'm going to cool it down, right?" So, yeah, one of the best rides of his career, honestly. And hopefully that puts him in the direction of winning the next 3. He has to win the next 3, and that has to give him the most the craziest confidence, right? Just going out there and whooping Cooper Webb's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said last week, dude, if he goes out and wins the rest of them, what a incredible comeback after just an atrocious beginning of the year. I mean, it'd be a pretty incredible championship story,
What's going for him right now is Denver, Salt Lake. He's really good at both of those tracks. Very hard pack, very slick, similar to what we just had at East Rutherford, literally. The only thing I'm kind of concerned on is Pittsburgh. I don't know what type of dirt it's going to be. We've haven't been
Nobody
there
does.
and freaking so long, right? And I'm also very concerned because I just learned today that Star has Pittsburgh's layout. So
yeah,
that's also kind of.
I mean, they had A1's layout too. He whooped everybody at A1.
That is very true. That gives me more confidence now. I forgot about that. But yeah, and also nobody knows the dirt. How's that going to play a factor, right? And if he can go out there, and I'm not going to say win by 20 seconds again, right? Because I don't think that's going to happen again. But if he can go out there and put on another great performance, Cooper Webb's got to be thinking in his brain, what the hell, bro? How am I going to beat this guy?
Coop was trying too. Single to the table over the start. He was tripling over that. And I'm not sure why he did it so much. It seemed like when they were close, it was definitely faster. He was doing it almost every lap. But I would say probably 40 to 60% of the time he screwed it up and would come up short, and then he would have to do a weird rhythm. And I kept watching okay, it's not like it was 2 seconds faster or something where, hey man, if I got it, I made up a ton. It was a couple tenths. It was definitely faster, but I feel like he would have been a lot closer if he didn't try that every single lap.
Well, I think the thing with Chase too is he was hitting the 3 on off so smooth. I necessarily don't think it was faster at all doing that. But the way he was hitting it, it was just so smooth every single time, right? Where, you're mentioning, Cooper cased it, he clipped, has to double, and then, if you case it a weird angle, then you land in a cross rut, and then you're, kind of doubling it at an angle, so then you're losing time. Also didn't help him in the whoops either. He was immediately jumping the whoops. First lap, go back to our reactions video. In the reactions video, first lap, you see Cooper Webb about to go for a blitz. He's like, nah, jump. And then you just see Chase just absolutely rip through the whoops, both sets too. And that put a second and a half right there, just instantly.
He had a line through the second set all the way against his right of the whoops. That was it was so smooth, but it was like a Ken Roxon line where it was on the tough blocks. you know, like one little mistake and he ends up in the toughies. But yeah, dude, Chase was insane. The whole main was insane.
But what about your biggest takeaway from the 250 class?
I just wrote Seth is dad. That's pretty much. That's pretty much. Dude,
seriously,
it's different right now. Like, there's a lot of guys that were riding really well, but I mean, same thing kind of as Chase. He was just perfect. Like, didn't make any mistakes. Although I will say, dude was a little sketch through the first section of whoops. Like every pass, it was a little sketchy. Other than that, he was like picture perfect everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. Hammaker is the guy, and we kind of been saying that the last couple of weeks. Like in the East Coast, he's the guy. Like going back, like the last, I would even say going back to Indy when he won Indy, right in the East West. Like we knew from there, he's like, okay, that's gonna be the guy in the East. I guess RJ has a wrist, like his wrist is still bothering him, I guess, and his outdoor season is in jeopardy from it. That's really? What he's that's what he said in an interview with Lewis. So that's kind of concerning. That also plays a factor of like RJ trying to push, and that also that track was very hard to push and try to make up time. But yeah, that track was very, very sketchy, and I think a lot of the guys after halfway, maybe not halfway, just had kind of fell into a pace, and they didn't want to ride the track and make a ton of mistakes, because we saw a bunch of mistakes in that 250 class, right? I mean, look at Nate Thrasher. He landed on a triple and crashed.
I literally watched that. I was sitting behind the triple, so when they come out of that 90, they were jumping directly away from me, and I was watching Nate, and I literally watched him bounce, and then I was like, uh-oh, and then as soon as he landed, I mean, it was slick, so not really super surprising, but yeah.
With the track being so slick and being sketchy, Seth was the best guy out there, and he put it all together. He got a good start. I think he made quick work of Nate in that start to get into the lead right away after that Supercross triple, and then just never looked back. Just never looked back. And he has a 3-point lead over RJ going into Pittsburgh. Once again, how is that going to play out for RJ with Pittsburgh? Like, we don't necessarily know. I think one thing going for RJ is I think there's only one set of whoops. So I think that's going to help in RJ's case, because Seth is good in the whoops. Like, we watched it. He's really good. And yeah, just I'm excited to see what Pittsburgh has in store for the 250 class, for the 450 class. Okay, so let's stay in the 250 class. What was your biggest surprise for the race?
Honestly, Thrasher. From qualifying the whole day, I had him on my podium, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I was creating content. When I did that, I wasn't entirely sure he was gonna... Dude was ripping. Like, absolutely. He looked great, you know?
He beat Seth straight up in the heat.
Yeah. And I think we were gonna have... Before Thrasher crashed, I think Nate was faster than Seth. Like, doing the eyeball test in person, Nate looked more aggressive, or at least... I mean, we would have had a race. That's for sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know?
I think we would have had a battle to the end.
Yeah.
Fair enough. For my biggest surprise, it was Austin Faulkner. So I thought he was going to get like outside the top 10 here. From the very jump, very first practice, he looked like he was on, man. Qualified, don't quote me, I think 4th overall, which is outstanding for him. I think it was 4th, maybe 5th. Outstanding for him. We haven't seen that type of speed by Austin in a minute. In the heat race, he looked really good. He did make a little tumble. All right, he looked good. He did do a little 360 on the rhythm, but he was okay. The airbag deploy, he was fine. He got up. He qualified for the main. And then in the main event, he got another great start, and he actually rode exceptional. Like towards the end, he faded a little bit. Don't get me wrong.
He wadded up.
Bit. Oh, he did crash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, I didn't see that. That makes more sense, because he was like, don't quote me, I think he was like 5th. He was like 4th or 5th. He was absolutely ripping in that. And then Seth passed him, got lapped, and he was in 7th. I mean, Seth lapped basically everybody, but
he went down pretty bad. Like, not like Justin Barcia bad in the whoops, but he went down pretty hard at the end of the whoops. Like, similar thing to Barcia, but and then he was he was flying the whole day.
Broadcast never showed that, never uttered a word that Austin Forkner crashed. Not one time did we even know Austin Forkner crashed, man. All we saw was 4th or 5th, 7th getting lapped. We didn't see anything else, man.
Yeah.
Because you would have saw that in the reactions, 100%.
In first qualifying, he was second.
He was ripping.
He was ripping.
I'm really happy that the heat race crash didn't take it out of him, right? I'm not saying like take it out of him. I'm saying like the confidence, right? Because he started great in the main and then the whoops, whatever, but he rode 4th or 5th. He was the 4th or 5th best guy until that crash, right? So that's what's surprising to me. I put him 11th this weekend, and that was not the case. He was so much better than that. So that makes me excited about next week at Pittsburgh. Can he replicate that? Can he put it together?
I don't think I had Forkner doing very well this round, and I remember thinking about that while I was there and being like, man, never been so happy to be wrong. You know, like, love to see the dude do well.
Facts.
What about 450s?
Mine was Ken Roxon, 7th place. Once again, TV broadcast did not show Ken Roxon on the TV, bro. I don't know what happened with the guy. I don't even know where he started. Well, I do, because he started like 4th or 5th. Never showed him, okay? Not once. Then he went to 7th. Have no idea what happened to him. I'm assuming he crashed, okay? I'm assuming that's what happened. Or he just faded because of the injuries. Who knows? Broadcast was trash. But 7th place Ken Roxon, he got 3rd last week with the injuries. So what was that? You know what I'm saying? So that was mine.
I think he just faded. I don't remember seeing. Kenny is the type of guy that crashes and you hear the whole crowd scream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it's just like a tip over. And I don't remember any of that.
You would have known. You would have saw that. Like, if you saw Kenny, you would have been like, Kenny's down, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, we had no idea. Like, he just went to 7th all of a sudden. He was in like 4th. So that was my surprise.
My surprise was not in a negative surprise, was a positive surprise, is old Dylan Frenchie Ferrandis.
Dude, he rode good.
Barking too, like, looked great, was super far back and worked his way up, looked really good.
Who was your letdown?
For 450, probably Justin Barcia. Like, dude, the battle him and AP were having. Okay, first of all, Barcia's like so borderline cross jumping.
No, he is. Go back and watch. He did.
It's insane. Like, you're talking about in the long rhythm before the Super Triple.
Oh yeah,
dude. AP almost died so many times from Justin. Like,
you can see it clear as day on the TV, bro, because they had the camera set up behind the rhythm.
Okay.
You would see it clear as day. As like they would both go in the corner. JB would go left and then instantly jump to the right, and AP's like jumping, has nowhere to go, has to go double, or JB goes double, triple.
AP was so much faster than Barcia. Like, at least those first, there's like a good 3 or 4 laps where he was all over the back of him, and then he would cross him there. It was like 3 laps in a row that AP had to double that whole section because he got crossed. I was really sad to see him crash because he was ripping. Like, if he beat AP, that would have been sick. If he got 4th, that would have been sick. And he wadded up so hard.
He looked like Moto GP out there with that with that airbag system.
Oh, I know, dude. It's so funny. Those things, they put them on the right people, you know, for tests. That's for sure.
Yeah, JB was riding great. I like his cross jumping though, kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna cap. AP definitely was faster. That track was horrible for passing though. Right, you saw a couple passes, I guess, before the Supercross Triple with, like, I'm thinking like in the main, like Tommy V made a pass right there. But like that was super, super early in the race, and you don't really see that late in the race. I mean, I thought maybe after the finish, maybe someone going inside, someone going outside, slingshotting, that would make a pass, but that didn't happen.
RJ tried a few times before the finish. I don't know if they showed that in the broadcast, but where they were going on, and then the 90 to the finish. Dude, RJ almost killed Seth. Oh, it was RJ and...
Was it Nate?
Oh, yeah. Like, because he went on and then clipped and just like stoppied the whole straight almost. And dude, it was so bad. And then like almost hit Nate and then kept going and then almost like set it down right in front of the tough block. Like it was the most RJ attempted a pass ever. Like if he would have block passed him, it would have been on his front tire, just punted him. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. But okay, so it's talking about 250s. Who was your letdown for the 250s?
Faulkner, because of his crash. Like because he was doing so well and then he crashed. I mean, just a top 5 I think would have done a lot. I still think it'll be a huge like mental win for him. Like assuming he's okay physically. I mean, he was ripping and like that should give him a lot of confidence. I know if it was me, I think that would give me confidence. Like I got second in quali, then fourth, rode really well. My heat crash, still rode really well, was flying in the main. Like, okay, cool, a lot to take away from there. Don't crash. We're probably top 5, you know?
I feel that. My letdown was another guy that ate shit, and that was Chance Hymas in that long rhythm. Bro,
I didn't see that crash.
So I don't know how this can happen, but he cased it. But when he cased it, his front tire was already kind of like over, and when his front tire landed, it was already crooked. And so when he cased and the front tire hit crooked, he just went flying and he landed on his back, he was like grabbing his thigh/knee. Maybe it could have been a knee issue because I think it was the same knee that he tore, so possibly. But it was nasty. He did get back up, go back on the track, and I think he rode like half a lap and then pulled off. But yeah, that crash was crazy. It's just a letdown because like he won just recently, right? I know it was a mud race, but he still got the confidence from winning. And then he had a bad race last weekend in Philly. Now he's had a bad race at East Rutherford. Like he's had some horrible back-to-back races, and it's like a bummer because he just did so well.
Yeah, that happened right underneath me. We were in the 200 seats, and there's like a bar or like a wall so you don't jump off and die. And the track came close, and like I could see 90% of that rhythm, but like right where he crashed, I couldn't see it. So I saw like his back tire, and then everyone. Ooh.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was a nasty crash. For 450 best ride, who do you have?
I gotta say Chase. You know, like I feel like I gotta get like, you gotta be kind of generic on this one. He bodied everybody. 20
seconds, man. Someone, you know what's crazy? Someone in the chat when we were doing the watch party was like, Chase by 20. It's like, you guys are crazy. He almost did it. It was crazy.
Go spend some money on lotto tickets.
For real. For my best ride, I have 2 riders. Okay, so I have DF Dylan. He started 13th, finished 5th. A very impressive ride. Very, very impressive. And then my second rider is Malcolm Stewart. He started 16th and finished 6th. So another very impressive ride by Malcolm. I don't know what happened with those guys in the start. I'm assuming they were super close to each other and maybe they had like bang bars and they just had a really bad start. But after lap 1, so all the way around the track, they were 13th and 16th.
I don't think there was a crash at the start, if I'm remembering correctly. So they probably just got buried.
Yeah, I got buried, and it's kind of hard to, when you think about the track layout, it's very hard to make anything happen in that first lap when everything's bunched up with the Supercross triple. Maybe they had to double that, which costs them time, you know, so. But just coming back and just doing all that by both of those guys, top 5 by DF, privateer effort, Phoenix Honda, like very impressive. What about your 250 best ride?
Well, you have 2 guys for 450. I have 1 guy, but for 2 categories. We're going to go best ride and best privateer, Mr. Cullen Park.
Okay.
P4?
Yeah, barking.
Absolutely ripping. Now, yeah, probably would have been P5 if Faulkner didn't absolutely cook himself.
Well,
however,
it actually was P5, but then Nate Thrasher got a penalty for jumping on a cross flag. Oh, so that's how he got into P4.
I mean, hey, we'll take it though.
Hey, P4 is P4,
I mean,
baby.
Still, P5 is just great, you know, privateer effort, but he's doing great.
Yeah, so for my best ride, it was Max Volan. He started 15th and finished 6th, which is very, very impressive by Max. And then since you did your best privateer, my best privateer was Henry Miller, your guy that you predicted, I think 11th. He actually started basically dead last, 19th, and finished 8th. Yep. Top 10 for Henry Miller after eating shit in the heat race. Holy cow, that was a crazy crash.
I don't think I saw that.
Bro, so Carroll like misjudged the triple before the corner, and then Henry kind of landed on him. He didn't really like, he landed on like the side of his body. I think he hit his bars a little bit. I think it was his bars. And then lost control and just flew over the berm. He hit his head on like the net's pole, right? He hit his head there, was laying on the ground, did not get back on the bike. He was just on the ground and then came back for the LCQ, got 4th in the LCQ, I think it was, something like that. And then got 19th, 8th in the main. So very impressive.
Yeah, that's a crazy ride. Yeah, that's insane. I got to watch it back. I mean, I just got back. Okay. Give me a break.
Yeah. What about your best privateer for 450s?
I mean, I think we got to go Harrison, right?
Facts. Career best finish for Mitchell Harrison. Very, very good ride.
Yeah.
That is super impressive. Career best. Especially on a track like that, to get your career best is freaking sick. Anybody that rode that track, I give props to you. It took out some great people. It was very treacherous, very difficult, very sketchy. So anybody that rode that track and did like these performances, man, props to you guys. You guys did awesome.
I think that track ended up being less sketchy than it could have been if it wasn't so hot. There's like 85 degrees there. It's insane.
Oh, I was gonna say also the track was very peaky. That's what a lot of the riders were complaining about, was super peaky, and that's why they somewhat didn't like it either.
The beginning of the day, we got there super early. It was like ruddy, like real deep ruddy, not quite as bad as like indie ruddy, but like ruddy. And then super hot, dude. Like Philly, I was freezing. I sat inside the club because I was so cold until the main. East Rutherford, I sat inside the club because my kids were getting sunburned. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, bro, what is going on? Also, guys, don't go to a Supercross race and get general admission. What are you doing? Okay, listen, club seats change your life. I paid $36 for club seats. Okay,
club seats are good, bro.
Dude, it is so life changing.
So
you get a little tired for the LCQs. Go inside, sit down, a little air conditioning, get a little drink. You know what I'm saying? They had sushi burritos, dog. Okay, they were like $29. Don't buy that. But
sushi burritos? What the hell?
Yeah, that's sushi burritos like $28, bro.
That is crazy. Saying, club seats are goated.
Everyone always says, "Oh, club seats are so expensive." $36.75 a ticket for club seats. Come on,
that's pretty good. That's honestly pretty freaking
Dude,
good.
It was for 100 seats, like the first row. It was like 110. Well,
yeah, nah, not happening. I go club every time. I go club every
time, bro. It's
so good. But yeah, that's our like takeaways from East Rutherford. Is honestly, for me, a great race. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Chase.
It's a great race.
I can't complain.
Might be making me a fan.
But with that being said, we got Pittsburgh coming up, so I'm very excited about that. Tomorrow we'll have our reacting to the ratings that you guys all put, so that should be a lot of fun. Then we'll have some head-to-head, and we'll have our predictions out later this week. But appreciate anybody stopping by, hitting that like button. Thank you guys so much for all the love, and we'll be back tomorrow. So we're out. Peace.